Alright, we're here with more standard Brawl. This time playing Shanna, Purifying Blade, Bant 3/3 lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do, draw X, and X is the amount of life gained, or up to the amount of life gained that turn. So it's like a weird Sphinx's Revelation, and it can probably be a Bant control deck, so we're going to try that. Yep, we're going to start with this. Doppelgang is pretty good as just a late game win condition. You can go infinite with Invasion and just keep copying like a bunch of lands, copy Invasion, pick up Doppelgang, so on and so forth. Have man lands to bludgeon your opponent to death. This card is probably really good in this commander. It's not phenomenal, but it's alright. I don't own it, so, you know, take that for what you will, but it's decent. It's decent. I don't really think the life gain portion of this is super crucial anyways, and it does have lifelink, right? It's alright. Drawing 3 cards is already just kind of massive, and I can't envision a lot of times I have a bunch of open mana to dump into this and get away with it without needing to leave up counterspells or something, but we'll see. Bant control with just a little bit, a little dash of green. And I'm going to run this card again because actually milling somebody out might work. If it doesn't, then be gone. But we're gonna give that card a chance. See how many games care about getting milled. All right, got ourselves a green-white creature deck. Love to see it for reasons. This hand is really good for me, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I like it, so sure, I'll take it. It's just card draw that goes with all of this ramp. Uh-oh, what's this? What's this? Oh, okay. Let's play that, let's play this. Yep, I am reliant on the top, but I'm not mana screwed. And this works sometimes, right? If you're playing Arch Enemy, this is the kind of deck I would run. Or hand I would run. Alright, they have Soulless, probably the strongest card in their deck, but we can beat that. Boop, and boop. So, white and, I guess, white again. Do I want a forest? I think maybe a single forest would do me moderately well. I don't know. Oh, look, it's the second best card. Wow, look at that. My opponent has the Soulless Bristly Bill Opener. That is talent. Talent. So, we can run out our commander. We could just actually see what's here first. Let's see. Am I running out my commander? I guess? It is a 3/3. This seems like a decent spot for it, so. I could get rid of the Iron Crag, too, and just make my commander, like, really big, but that doesn't... I don't know, I already have Destroy Evil. I don't really care about that. I would like them to target the Recruit again, but they probably won't. So I can blow that up and simply trade, and this way I gain life instead of just destroying evil. It's like the same thing, kind of, right? Let's take that action. Okay, now we don't actually have to block. I like joint exploration. Let's swing here. They'll probably block this. Alright. I mean, I have the biggest creature in play, so... can pay 1. Alright, I did finally find a sweeper. And I'm just super far ahead on board already, though. Yep, this is the power of keeping a hand that's all lands. All you need to do is draw one thing. It's his father. This is just the Soulless? I don't know what you mean. Oh, I guess it doesn't say the Soulless. Yeah. Alright. Because they didn't do anything, I think we are sitting pretty. We're gonna do this, because it's a lot of life gain. Play that, and we're gonna swing here, because we're just ahead even if I have to cast Sunfall, and I don't really care. Wow, getting rid of Bristly Bill is nuts. Am I dead if I don't cast a sweeper? Not quite. 3 steps ahead is fine. Let's play this. Alright, so they have 11 in play. Okay. And I will not use that. I will not use it. We are at 18. With a counter spell. Alright, look at that. Super clean. Didn't actually need a board wipe. And the life linking 6/6 was just enough to justify a whole attack. So I didn't have to swing with everything. Remember, I think it was yesterday I swung with everything and died. No, it wasn't yesterday. It was a few days ago. I swung with everything and died because I did that. But this time I didn't. Mono black feels like such a free matchup too. It really does. Feels free. Feels free. How much you want to bet that we're 2 seconds from scooping? Let's play our commander, right? Should I? No, I should play it after I do things like sweep the board, cast map. Yeah, I'll just wait. I don't feel reasonably threatened by Helga because most of the actually everything it does dies to my cards. So. All right, look at all those clue tokens. Look at them go. I'm always playing map, and now you know what? We're gonna take this risk and just assume Kana doesn't win the game immediately, which isn't super likely. It is a Helga deck. Portal doesn't. Actually, I don't really have an answer to Portal. Come to think of it. What the heck is this? As long as you control a creature, whenever another creature you control toughness greater, power enters. Okay. Alright, so now I need this land to be useless, and it only taps for legendaries off of colorless, so this always works. There's no way it doesn't work. Yep, look at that. Okay, I guess it paid off that I did what I did. Also, I really maybe don't like Malcolm either. Maybe I don't like Malcolm. It's never actually casting a free giant spell. Like, ever. It can, but it just doesn't seem... When you pay 2, deals damage to creature... Wait. When this enters, pay 2. Okay, so it doesn't... It's only one. It's a one and done, and then they just have a 2/3 haste in the command zone. That is interesting. I suppose it's just repeating removal for your commander. Command zone, just like, oh, look at all these fight effects that I can just randomly vomit out. Oh look, obligatory that. I will play Malcolm instead, because I like to play Malcolm instead. Get rid of, honestly, anything? Ironcrag is fine, just get rid of that. Okay, well, it's up for my opponent to do something here. Alright. Get rid of that and Vanish, because it's a lot of oh wait, I only have to get rid of one card, excuse me. Probably just get rid of the Vanish then. Destroy Evil probably is viable. Okay. I like a land on top. That's not a land. It is a good card, though. It is a good card. Maybe I just keep it then. Let's get rid of Invasion. I kind of like Invasion, but I don't have a spot to ever actually cast it. And I did need this kind of land for this to tap for blue, right? So that worked out. Not going to counter a removal spell. I'll only counter large threats because I don't have to like worry about that. Pay 2. Target dinosaur you control, which is that itself. Killing my thing, and then I cast a sweeper. I don't have a sweeper next turn, so let's actually do this. I don't have a sweeper. Next turn, I mean. I now have the Malcolm going. That's actually kind of insane, right? Yeah, we'll just Spell Gyre? Right? Just cast it? I guess. I don't know. Another sweeper seems fine. There's a red-green dinosaur deck after all. Let's do this, and shields down, but it is what it is. Maybe the shields aren't totally down, but you know what I mean. I don't think my opponent's going to play around anything. Okay, I think Malcolm has done enough, and all my opponent is doing is this, and that's not winning a game, so. I will cast this sweeper first. Man, that's a lot of mana dorks. It's like Nissa, except the command zone doesn't have the lol I win card in it. Invasion, alright. So they get some mana. Do I play my commander? Probably, right? Do I play this as well? Sure. I can just be ahead on board, right? I don't know. It's not like this is doing anything. And if things are really bad, I can just get rid of everything. So. I could just... No, I can't suicide my commander and draw 3. Can't do that, unfortunately. What does this get? Overlord? The 6/5? I guess I could get O'Hare as well. Wait, how does this work? Non-human? Yeah. Alright, so it gets the reach one. Yep, this is why I didn't want to commit all my creatures, because I'm probably going to have to blow them up. I don't know. If my was that a really good draw? I think that was a good draw. Was that a good draw? I think it was. So, destroy all creatures except my commander? Okay, and then draw 2. I am totally down with that. I like that a lot. Take action, yeah. Love to see that. Alright, that's really nice. Dealt with their threat and didn't lose mine. Oh look, it's Overlord. And Hero's Talent. Okay. Well, that makes my decision to cast a sweeper a lot easier. What does this do at the top? Control a creature that's big, draw. Do I cast this for... Yeah, we're going to do this here. 5, 6, 7. Alright. Alright, mites, get in there. 2-turn clock. This time there's 7 of them. I have never done more than 5. I think Atali steal a board wipe is the best outcome for my opponent. I don't really think there's anything else that does anything. I'm not out of red-green. I mean, they could have a sweeper. That wouldn't make a lot of sense, though. It's certainly possible. Okay, why did they not... Oh, sure. This creates a blocker. Yeah, alright, I guess that may... I think they had to naturalize, though. Oh, maybe not. I think they probably did? Who knows? I certainly don't know. Okay. So, they have to deal a lot of damage to me or stabilize. And it can't be a non-creature spell, so it has to be a serious creature, and you can't play Hornet Queen. So, what do you got? Their last turn wasn't super strong, so I'm going to assume they have to draw it now. It looks like actually making 7 mites was rather significant, too, instead of 5. Sure, another blocker. Not enough. Right? Oh, actually, it is enough. I will not counter this. No, I will, because it draws cards off of a lot of my opponent's deck. Yeah, okay, let's get rid of that. Assuming this doesn't work, right? So they do stabilize. What the heck does this flip into? I haven't even... Creature control. You may have that creature sign as it weren't blocked. Okay, so it looks like they live, and I have to sleep the board. That sucks. No might lethal. Tragic. Am I tripping, or is that actually true? Well, I'm swinging either way. They can't block. Yeah, they just go to 2, and then I don't have it. Alright. They kept themselves alive. Well played. Let us destroy all creatures and then not gift a card, because I don't think the mites make a lot of sense to keep around just for a card draw for my opponent. It is lethal in 2 attacks. No, there's no way I'm expecting one of those to get through. That's not realistic. That's just not realistic. Like, 1 mite hitting them twice is not... That's not realistic. I do have a pretty scary manland that makes a fair amount of blockers just not viable. That's really nice. What is this, a 6/6? I think that's a 6/6, I'm not sure. No, it's an 8/8. So if I make it a 5/5 with my manland, kind of meh. That is the last land in my deck. Let's fire this up. Wait, this has Ward 2, right? Maybe that was a mistake then. Fire this up. Swing. Because I have to. Here. You know what I could do is this. I think this makes things very awkward for my opponent. And make this a... Yeah, we make it a 5/5. And do they take 5? Or do they... They do take 5. Wow. So they're down to that. I do not draw cards, and can't recast it. So now I am behind. Now I am behind. I have no basic lands in my deck anymore. And I have a manland that's lethal, so they can't get too comfortable swinging. Oh, well, that's not good. That is probably the worst thing I could have seen. Great. Love to see it. Alright, you should probably not swing, because if I have a single removal spell, you just lose the game. That doesn't make for a good outcome. That was an interesting draw, and I don't think I can hold on to it to draw more later, so. What are you doing? Okay. It was like debating if they want to tap one of their blockers. They would never want to do that. Lauren was a necessity for the game to continue. I needed to draw something like that. No More Lies is probably not good anymore. But I gotta blow this up if I want to actually play the game more. And we just run this out. Got a whole lot of mana. And I don't think Normal Lies was gonna ever do anything, so... So Doppelgang is still in my deck. I haven't lost it. Yeah, this 2-card a turn thing is really bad for me. Joint Exploration is better than a random draw. And I can't swing, so... They can kill my commander. I can force nothing, so... I can recast it again. What are we looking for? Doppelgang? Another manland is interesting. I don't think that's what we're after. This has to be phenomenal, right? I don't even know how my opponent deals with a token this massive. Sure, they'll find out, though. They will find a way. But it is a massive token, so... I guess their red sources deal double damage, though. So maybe, I don't know. I don't think it's going to go to decking. So all the card draw that they're getting is really useful. I don't think it's going to turn into a problem for them. Who knows, maybe it's like an X spell for 16 or 10, and I can actually mana leak it. But I don't really know. I haven't seen a giant X spell in this format yet. That, like, deals burn damage. And it could also just go phase. Roaming Throne. Alright, I got nothing for that one. They did not kill my giant token when they could have killed my giant token. That is curious, because that spell just did 16 damage. Maybe Bonnie Paul is actually more threatening. I think that there's an argument for that being true. Because it's not like they're getting hit by this. It doesn't have trample. I cannot mana leak that, right? Nope. What does this do? Make a 3/3. Okay, I'm gonna just cast this. Maybe I really shouldn't. Let me just triple check. My opponent can cast 3. Or pay 3. Alright, yeah, there's no reason to counter it then. There's no reason. I just can't do that. What is this ultimate? Divide it... Alright, it doesn't really have an ultimate. That is not what I want it to see at all, actually. There's no reason to swing. Play this out. I don't even know how to gain life. Like, they keep killing my commander, but swinging with it doesn't let me draw 3 because it dies when I swing. A counterspell is quite useful here, though. I will admit. And we're still drawing the Doppelgang. It's still in my deck. Still in there. Along with the other 2 sweepers. Ligma. Ligma Bools. Overlord of Redness. 4 damage when it enters or attacks. I'm not going to deal with that because it kills my commander for the rest of the game. Yeah, let's not deal with that. That's probably one of the better things that they could have here, I'm going to assume. But it's just something I can't really let resolve. Sacking their commander so they can recast it and double fight with Roaming Throne does kill my cow. That would actually work. Okay, I found this card, so do I win? What do we do now? What do we do? How do I not mess this up? Search your library. Doppelgang for a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3. We copy this. This. Maybe not that. Let's play it safe and copy. I don't have an untapped green source, so I'm going to have to risk that for the biscuit. Okay. Graveyard for Doppelgang. That my opponent could have armored Scrap Gorgered and didn't. Graveyard for Negate. No, just a real counterspell is fine. And now I have counterspells and the board doesn't win, so we can pass. And then next turn, I just win outright. So I don't die to the board, right? I don't die to this board state. And next turn, Doppelgang, I'm pretty sure it can just go infinite, because I'll copy too many things and they can't do anything about it. And then from there, it's just GG, right? I think it is. But most importantly, I'm not letting my opponent resolve anything this turn. That could be a problem, and I don't want this to be a problem, so... You think the ping lands would win? Yeah, you're right. They are at 2. You are correct. They would actually work here. Do I counter this? Do I actually counter this? Hold on. Mill 7, put a creature, enchantment, or land. There's no way I don't counter this. Right? There's, yeah, there's just counter this. I don't believe my opponent's last card is good, so... And even if it is, it has to be, like, really good. I don't see that as happening. So now I can copy the cow, and then my opponent's really doomed. I mean, I could just do infinite things with this Doppelgang, and there's no way they can interact with it, so... This is, I just have to let this hit me, so it doesn't die. Because if it dies, they get a fight, and that fight could be problematic for me. Alright. Sunfall is hilarious, but this is more fun. Let's do it for 5? 1, 2, 3. Oh no! It's a legendary! I didn't know. I didn't know. My bad. Graveyard. Let's get you. That's funny. It's, I mean, it really doesn't matter. Destroy evil. Why is my opponent not targeting my cards with the Scrap Gorger? Maybe they forgot. I mean, it's only one card, and it doesn't save them, but it is funny that they're not doing that. Oh, man, this is great. This is peak gaming right here. Let's take Negate. Okay, so now let's copy the... We can just dwindle away their resources, right? Yeah, let's blow up the drawing 2 cards a turn card, and then just slowly take over this game. Let's Doppelgang for 2. Copy Roaming throw? Everything my opponent has is so ugly to copy, but fine. I probably could have just targeted roaming throne. Probably was fine. Let's swing with the 29-29. Maybe not, actually. Oh, wait a minute. I messed up, dude. I just got rid of my Doppelgang forever. I literally just forgot to target the battle. That's my bad. That is actually my bad. Alright, I'm dumb. I am dumb. I am actually stupid. I had too much fun and got distracted. I ended my own loop. Fortunately, I don't think there's any feasible way my opponent ever wins this game anyways, but whoops. My bad. Maybe subconsciously I just wanted to take the slowest path to victory. I have a giant Sunfall token that'll just end the game. I mean, I have a few things. I can Sunfall into swing with a 5/5. My opponent can't do anything about that either. Oh wow, a land. We have a 30-30, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's end the game here. Yep. Alright, I obviously could have just kept going with Doppelgang. Knowing me, I probably would have ended up killing myself in some ridiculous way if I didn't accidentally get rid of it forever. But yeah, we just Sunfall into Manland. It's kind of funny. Alright, I still really like Invasion, so I'm going to keep a hand like this. I haven't really got to use this. You know, the life gain lands haven't done anything. Maybe I could just take them out. They are still two-colored lands, though. This is fine. Alright, do we have Iconoclast? I've seen it on turn 2 every single time. We do not. Alright. Look at that. Let's play Shpurdurberduboo. Opponent has that, this, and a copy, double strike. All of these seem really bad to me. Let's take this one. Yeah, that one's probably the right one. My opponent's hand is actually terrible. Draw a card, then discard a card. Copy. Okay. As it stands, I think I'm safe playing out my commander, but I don't really have to. Maybe I should. Could just play the tap land instead, actually. Yeah, we'll just play out the tap land. Probably cycle this. I'd like my opponent to just play their commander, which I don't think is terribly likely. So I'll probably just play this for one. Whenever your next spell is doubled. Alright, they make a bunch of tokens. Okay, sure. I can get behind this. They don't have haste or anything, right? That's really cool. Yeah, well, I have 500 tokens now. Cool. That I might never crack, because that's a lot of investment. So they can give their commander haste, which doubles... I mean, that's a lot of damage, right? I think I am just going to pass the turn, right? I mean, yeah, what am I talking... There's nothing else I can reasonably do anyways. This is my only reasonable thing to do. Giving their commander haste actually isn't all that useful. Maybe it really doesn't actually matter. Yeah, that part doesn't really matter. I mean, it does do a lot of damage when it gets haste, actually. But it's not an like, I can survive that amount of damage. Opponent's really sending out the damage here. Should I negate this so they can't draw a card? I think I will. It looks goofy, but like it's a card draw. Might as well stop it, right? I don't see why not. It's not like I'm gonna leave up negate next turn and then I'll just do this. Alright, look at these. Oh, this clue value is so satisfying. It's so satisfying. So I sweep the board, I make a 5/5, which is actually bigger than my opponent's commander. And that's probably really good. So what if we did that? Makes sense to me, right? Let him enter the Ligma. What's all this Ligma talk for? What's going on over there? Everything alright? Let us pass turn. Because that's what we do. I could have flipped the invasion, actually. But no, preventing my opponent from swinging is probably a very good idea. Oh, maybe I'm not oh, yes I am. I'm preventing them from swinging. Okay, what does this do? Enters tap. Target gives +3/+0. Exile top card of your library. You may play that card. Well, I mean, you don't have any mana, so go for it. I have to block this, right? Can't just take 10. Okay. Thought I was in a good spot. Maybe I'm not. Let's play... So I have this at 6, right? Yep. Let's play out this and still have 6. Yes. Alright. Well, I mean, the clue tokens ended up being quite useful. But they got a lot of Narset value, so... Brownie, you're on, I don't know. You sneaking in my blueberry vodka? You're acting funny. We have to call somebody? Target creature gets blah blah blah, sure. I will let them cast another card here off the Narset. And then I will try to sweep the board. Your last card is a counterspell, are you serious? Oh, I was about to say. That's disgusting. Okay, so I don't have an answer to this in the air. Let's see if I can't find one. My commander isn't it, but maybe they don't have the spells to kill me. I don't know. Okay, I didn't find anything. Go figure. Let's not flip this. I think I still need the mana, so... Now I'm just super reliant on a counterspell saving me. Which is possible. I could also just tap their thing. Oh, okay, that works too. Alright, looks like I am not dead. Okay, I'm not dead. Yeah, this seems... I like this commander. I don't think I've played it before. I don't think so. If I get to swing, this is actually just huge. If I get to gain some life. Also, the invasion flipping is just massive because now this is indestructible. And gets ever larger as the game proceeds. And I will not blow up my opponent's treasure token. I will just draw 3 and probably win. Think we've stabilized. Solid chance we've stabilized here. Yep. Get schmieded. Okay, let's play this. I kind of like this, but I also would prefer an actual, just natural land. Alright, I actually get to do this for the first time. That's always nice. Land, please? I can't mill that. I don't think I can mill that. Maybe I can. It's probably not a game for it, but... I have it now, so I'm going to play this out and assume my opponent can't deal with it. And if they do deal with it, well, then they're not playing any creatures. Oh, or my opponent just has the literal best possible card in the game. That works too. I can't Doppelgang, so swing for 3 and play this to guarantee a land instead of naturally drawing one. That seems... whatever. Probably just have to do this. Yeah, just draw. I guess I get to draw this way. I found a land, so I'm not dead to the board. I can make my commander indestructible. How come everyone just gets, like, God tier Delnies, but I don't? I played Delny for, like, a total of 8 to 10 hours, and it only worked once. And then here it is just being phenomenal for other people. Typical. Ridiculous. My opponent gets back Delny, but not their commander. I am very confused. There's no way I don't attack, right? Yeah. My opponent just didn't get back their thing. I will draw 1. That was weird. Very weird. Do they have a second reanimate? They do. Do you have a third reanimate? Sure. Again, have to swing, I can't block, so. And then play this. And not tap any mana. Okay. Well, they let me block it. A little bit of a mistake there. As in, a rather large mistake. Okay. That was also a really good draw. And I think we win. You have another reanimate. Jeez. Well, I mean, they didn't pick up their... Yeah. Okay, well. Fortunately, I don't think this is enough to stay alive for the opponent. Okay, well that just made it a lot easier to assess that. They yet again didn't put their commander into the command zone. Kind of weird. Probably wanted to crack the clue and find a 1-drop. That was a bit of a mistake. Okay, let's make 2, 3. Let's just do this because it's funny. Gain some life off that life gain land. Alright, we get all the lands out of our deck. And your turn. Man, Doppelgang is very satisfying. Oh. Is this Baby Rage mode? Is that what this is? I think we got the Baby Rage from the red-white aggro deck. Think we did. Look at that. Nice. Alright. The Baby Rage is real. The Baby Rage is real. The red-white aggro player didn't win, so... I could have swore that's what I said. Ay, ay, ay. Could have swore that's what I said. I probably didn't, though. Alright, I regret not playing this last turn. I'm an idiot. I am a dummy. I apologize. Stunlock myself thinking about battle cries. Do we just blindly windmill Rocco? Because I wouldn't. Alright, opponent does not. That is probably huge. I have no idea what they do instead of that at flashy flash speed. But they didn't do anything. So let's play... Man, I really want to play this, like, really bad. But it's probably not right. At this point, because my opponent probably has nothing to do right now, yeah, it's just lock my opponent out of playing Magic the Gathering. Seems like a good idea. So... And yet again, I can just cast this, but again, rather my opponent struggles severely with making any meaningful decisions. Let's just do this. It's kind of cool to actually run out of basic lands. It doesn't happen too often. I threatened a 2-mana counterspell earlier, so let's see if they respect it still. It would make sense, but they can get around pay 2-1, right? No, I don't think it is what I said. But it's definitely what I meant. One of my friends plays soldiers with like that 3-1 battle cry. Mono white soldiers. Alright, now I'm confused. I'm kind of blown away. My opponent did just nothing at all. Because they did nothing, I will play this card. Because it has more toughness than the other one. And that's fine. I probably won't even defend it. Wow, they just didn't do anything to it? I'm so confused. How does Rocco get away with doing what my opponent is doing? How do they get away with this? This doesn't seem like it's possible. I get to blow up this treasure if they don't use it immediately. Something's telling me they're not going to. So I can just blow that up with Get Lost. Is that right? I should probably just blow this up with Get Lost. Yeah, because all of these are still just good against everything. Get Lost is not good against everything. You and permanents you control have blah blah blah. No. I shall proliferate your battle. Enjoy your map tokens. I get to blow up the treasure token, which I think is just better than blowing up the map tokens. So, let's go ahead and do that. Also develop another threat. Probably play out my commander. Yeah. It actually does... This is, I think, the first time my commander actually draws. I'm going to tap this for mana. Yeah, I'm going to tap that. It actually draws because I have a gain life land. I'm tapping this because it probably makes sense to do that, so I will. If they have a sweeper or something, I'd rather, you know, get rid of the... Okay, this is not worth fighting over. In any way, shape, or form. My opponent actually had a artifact to sack. I did give my opponent artifacts. What does this flip into? It's that Rhino, right? Search your library. Yeah. My opponent's trying to play like Naya Control or something nuts. And, I mean, I like it. It's just, yeah. I actually really like this card here. I know it's kind of weird, but I actually kind of like that card. So. Alright. This is another scenario where the giant token is pseudo unblockable or undeal-with-able. Cosmic Rebirth, Ossification. Not worth fighting over. I'm still just winning. You have to probably kill the token and not Bonnie. Yeah, this is totally fine. Like, I don't... Yeah, this is great. Not upset with this at all. I could have fought over it, but again, I mean, look at the board state. My opponent's going to need way more than just killing a 12-12 to stay alive. They're going to need that. See, this is why I didn't counter the ossification. Although, granted, my opponent is not immediately dead. It is half their life total. So do I play my commander? I can probably do that. I have all the mana to do everything. Maybe I just don't have to. Maybe I don't have to. I could just wait. No, you know what? No, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. My opponent needs something that I think is just not in Magic the Gathering to continue this game. So, opponent turned their... Wow. Desperation Atali. Yikes. No Cavernous Souls there, opponent. Yep. Get Schmieded. So that explains the land on top, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot of... actually, there's a fair amount of random rolls Atali could have that do save my opponent. Winter is an interesting one. I'm probably just going to get Junded out before their commander ever matters, honestly. If they're to win this game. Terramorphic Expanse, and it's the loading screen one from Duskworn. I mean, not loading screen. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Oh, look, it's Overlord. Like I said, I'm going to get Junded out. So, final showdown when this flips, so I can actually play the game. Seems like a good idea. No merit in playing my commander, I don't think. I don't think so. I will do this, though. I like this. Let's do that. Okay. Does my opponent respect a counterspell? Probably, but also maybe not. Maybe you just send your cards. I don't know what Jund does after I cast a final showdown. Renan's... What does this do? Alright, yep. Again, like I said, Jund is just gonna go after me by getting infinite value from the graveyard. Which I might just be able to outlast. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Destroy evil. This is not indestructible, right? Nope. So now what do? We play our commander? I don't think so, because I'm not looking to draw any cards, and my opponent has like infinite cards, so I don't really... I don't know. Doesn't seem like I'm trying to draw cards. I have not cast No More Lies on a spell yet. Okay, they choose not to make a land out of a 3/3, which is a good idea. Certainly a good idea. Okay, I kind of wish I did cast my commander now, all things considered. Yeah, kind of regretting that. Oh well. There's no way of knowing what my opponent does or doesn't do, right? Just can't know that. I did draw a really good card because I played my commander right now, right? It's actually a solid thing here. That was their top deck. Target player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and loses 1 life. No. This is an enchantment, right? Yeah. Alright, let's kill this, or rather poke this, so they can't minus it. And I think I draw 1. It's kind of sad, but yeah. Like to draw, I mean, drawing 3 would be cool, but just make my opponent struggle to get anything done here, right? Alright, look at that. All these super high value junk cards are getting, they're running out of gas. Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised. Alright, huge. I can make my commander indestructible, right? Just for 2 mana. I've never done that, but I can do that. Would I? Probably not. I don't know. Would I protect this? I can just recast it. They drew a land for turn again. Fear of missing out. Alright. Neat. Well, there's no way they block this, right? That makes no sense. My opponent has Galta in their deck? That's nuts. My opponent has literal Galta. That's wild. Because I don't have a counterspell, I guess I'm just paying 3. Like, if they deal with my board now, my commander has drawn like 9 cards, right? So, good luck to you. Hey, we're even on cards again. Yay! I caught up with all the mill tutoring, or whatever you call milling value. Galta is so strange still. There must be a reanimate or something. How do you do nothing? That's insane. How does my opponent just have nothing there? What? What is going on? Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna do much here, right? Smuggler's Surprise. There's a good chance I'm able to kill the creatures that they just play, and I'd rather keep my counterspell, so send it. Give my opponent a fighting chance. What do you got? Alright, it actually is 2 creatures, and both of them are pretty threatening, so we do this. And not feel bad about it. I have so many cards, right? This doesn't do anything until your upkeep too, so that just literally does nothing. And yeah, look at that. Actually, all it does is pull me more ahead. Winter is just so bad, isn't it? It really is. I feel kind of bad, but I also don't feel bad, so you're right. Double Baby Rage in a row? No way. Alright. No double Baby Rage. Almost. Almost. Let us leave up Counterspell and not care about anything else, because I literally don't have to. So. That was a phenomenal top deck. That was a phenomenal top deck. Let me run this out. I guess. I don't know. Maybe that was a mistake, actually. Maybe I didn't want to run that out. Whoops. Probably didn't want to run that out. Yeah, that was a mistake. Definitely a mistake. Okay. That is another phenomenal top deck. It gets Valgavoth and Joint Exploration. Fortunately, I have a... I mean, Valgavoth doesn't really do anything here, but sure. Yep, that was definitely a mistake. I shouldn't have played this this thing here. You'll have to forgive me. I didn't expect my opponent to draw like 7-minute bombs back to back. Fortunately, I'm still fine though. They scried 2 on top. Okay, maybe I'm not fine. Oh boy. Liliana of the Veil. That actually doesn't matter that much, but it's still pretty good. Okay, they chose the mode that I'm not upset with. That's pretty cool. Okay, sure. They know the card on top because of the Scry 2. They now get rid of it. That's odd. So my opponent gets an interrogation, but it's only for 1, and I get it for 3. I don't see how that's not a good idea for me. Right? I mean, it also puts them down to 7. Alright, they chose not to play it. Probably a good idea. And now we exile everything. And we're still fine. Which is funny, my opponent drew probably the best things in their deck, and I'm still just completely fine. I'm not going to play a card. I'll just hide behind this Spellgyre. Twitching Doll. Alright, opponent finally draws something that doesn't matter. Look at that. Let's get rid of that. How do you not cast your commander here? About to say, that would be nuts, wouldn't it? They can choose either player. Oh, so I did have the... They could have drawn a lot of cards there then. Okay. I see. Good to know. They have a manland still. They should not swing with it. My opponent does swing with it. Okay. They definitely don't want to do that, though. They probably wanted to block with it, because they know of this 4/4 sitting here. Now the Twitching Doll just dies. Yep. I found Doppelgang spam, too. I don't have to make a move on that right now. I'd rather just force the... I want them to block first before I even decide to do that anyways. Yeah, this game probably should have ended if I didn't leave up that... If I didn't tap myself off the counterspell, I probably was just going to win. But we're still just so completely fine. Like, in what world do I still lose this game? Leona's not doing anything. Opponent needs to cast Giant Bomb again, but, I mean, they might just be out of Giant Bombs. Who knows? Get rid of the old Iron Crag here. Oh no, just get rid of the 4/4. Thought they would have, surely would have plussed there. Does it have Death Touch? It does not have Death Touch. Okay. So we swing at their face. They have to block with their commander. Okay. I probably would have killed the token? No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, Disdainful Stroke probably just locks this game up, but I didn't come here not to Doppelgang spam, so... One, two, And 3. Oh, did I miss lethal? I didn't even know I had a... Whoops. Search your graveyard for Essence Scatter, Doppelgang, and Negate to make it completely impossible for my opponent to ever do anything between these 2 cards. Oh, send in the manland. I love it. Send the damage. I love it. Get to loot away a card that didn't do anything. Cool. Okay. So, this commander is really cool as a control deck. I'm sure there's a way to play a super creature-heavy version, like some kind of Soul Sisters type thing where you're getting life from your creatures and you're drawing cards and, you know, you're grinding your opponent out with value creatures and your opponent, you know, runs out of gas or something just from all the life gain and card draw. But you have to play creatures if you were to do that, and also spend mana on your commander's ability. Otherwise, why are you gaining life? So you have to like split it down the middle, which doesn't leave a lot of room for creatures, life gain spells, drawing cards, and counter spells and sweepers. It doesn't, you don't have room. I am extremely biased towards control decks, and that's what we did here. Bant is very satisfying. It's like blue-white control, except you have ramp spells outside of, you know, mana rocks, and that's really cool. I was a huge fan of Heaped Harvest. This was very neat. Someone brought it up in chat, actually. I did not bump into this card on my own, but this is just excellent, right? It's a food token, so you gain life off of it for your commander. It draws 2 or ramps twice. It's like basically a double rampant growth, except the first one is 3 mana. This is just really good, actually. This is really good. This is probably better than some other ramp spells I've been playing in Historic Brawl. I just really like that card. The Doppelgang invasion loop is very satisfying. I never lost once I did it. It's kind of hard to lose once you know, do that. And I don't know what the threshold is. It's probably not too hard to think about it, but I don't know what the threshold is for what X needs to be for you to actually go infinite, right? Like you Doppelgang so many lands that so many come in untapped, and then you pick up Doppelgang with this, and then you can do it again, right, and go infinite. I never did it. I probably had the opportunity to do it, I think like twice or something, but there isn't, outside of, you know, the lands that ping your opponent for 1, which I wasn't a fan of, you're not really going to kill your opponent with that, but you do give yourself infinite mana and all of the spells in your deck, period. Every single spell. So, you know, you pass a turn with the 7 best cards, and then I don't know what your opponent could possibly do. And it's not even just out of your graveyard, it's out of your library, right? So you can just pull, you know, what is it? Final Showdown with all the counter spells, and you can literally cast your entire hand every single turn because you have infinite lands, right? This is a scenario, this is just a win condition. It's not, you don't ever have to go all the way like that. Though a surprising amount of people did not concede to massive Doppelgangs. I feel like that was just, it's kind of an auto win when that happens, but a lot of people didn't. I was not actually a fan of the soft counters, so all of the 2 mana counter spells that your opponent pays 2 and they're safe. I don't really like them here. I was playing Mana Leak, or, you know, the Mana Leak we have access to, and this one's alright because it's 3, but this format is actually slower, right? Games actually last, so soft counters are way weaker, but that does mean hard counters are more viable because you don't lose the game with a grip full of cancels and you really need it, a Spell Pierce or a Mana Leak or something like that, right? A Spell Pierce or a Rune Snag. One of the 55 Rune Snags. You can actually just play a game where this is really good. You just cast 3 mana counterspell something. So this format is actually slower. I really like that a lot. It lets games, it's just longer games, more decisions to be made from both opponents or both players. You're your own opponent sometimes, I guess. That's kind of funny. The win conditions were very easy to come across. I did not feel like I was losing games because I could not close the game out once I was way ahead. Actually, there's a lot of games where people come to the conclusion that they should probably concede once you have Shanna drawing 3 cards a turn, and they can't stop it, right? It doesn't really matter what your win condition is. It's kind of like this card. This card never came up, but if you just have it in play and you swing and, it's just some card draw, and sometimes it isn't, and sometimes it doesn't matter. I really like control decks where your commander isn't the most important thing of the game, which I think is the most accurate description. The most accurate use of the word penultimate would be saying that this is a penultimate win condition, because you don't have to worry about it until it's like the last thing you do, right? Or second to last thing you do. When you don't lose before turn 3, yep, when you don't lose before turn 3, cancel is actually a good card. In a lot of games, that is the case. Even the most aggressive strategies, I could actually get away with canceling something. I really liked Bonnie. I never felt bad about sweeping Bonnie. It does a good job of replacing itself. So does this, kind of. I mean, it does literally replace itself, but I was kind of on edge about this. I really like the adventure, but the random 3/4, I never blew up a lot of high value artifacts from opponents, but it's nice to blow up your own clue token and not have to spend mana, I guess. What I was a huge fan of was this card. Because this format is so slow, you could play this card. I played this card for 5 clue tokens, and I think I ended up cracking 4 of them and drawing cards. Right, the game lasted long enough where I could invest mana in the clue tokens. So it was like a, 1 card drew 5 cards, and this card is really cool. I've never seen anyone play it. It's probably something a lot of people don't think about because, they just might think games are faster than they actually are. But not only is this format slow, I'm playing a deck that is trying to make the game. I'm like trying to slow my opponent down. I'm trying to play a control game and win, way later. So it's pretty reasonable, even if the format was a little bit faster, to play a card like that, just because I'm playing a slow deck anyways. There are a lot of weaknesses. Like, there's a lot of decks that are weak to sweepers, and that's pretty prominent here. Not as much in Historic Brawl, but here, when you cast a sweeper, there's a lot of decks that can't really recover from that. So I don't know if sweepers are just extremely powerful in this exact iteration of Standard Brawl, because unlike Historic Brawl, this actually rotates, right? This actually rotates. I'm just, yeah, this format's just really good. I'm having a great time here. I don't ever want to go back to Historic Brawl. I really don't. I really don't want to go back to Historic Brawl. I could have gotten rid of all the green cards, though, honestly. I think the explosive vegetations do look funny with counter spells and something like this, but there were plenty of times where I could get away with casting a explosive vegetation because my opponent's next turn is like creature, and then I'm like, okay, sweeper 3/3, and then your turn, and now I'm up a bunch of lands, and I can actually sink mana here while also casting spells at the same time. Because what's the point of drawing cards if you're not casting them, right? I did not really at all feel like I needed more life gain, like at all. I think there was a single game where I gained a life, or I drew a card off of my life gain land. I ended up taking one of them out. The man lands work with Doppelgang, so I ended up just running all the man lands. I'm normally not a fan at all of man lands, like at all. I don't think there was a single game where a man land actually won the game from against any opponent, right? Yeah, I don't think Doppelgang ever actually won a game, but I think they're still probably worth having because they are just some form of win condition through nonsense. Oh, there it is. Kept looking for one of these. But I drew 1 card off of a life gain land the entire time I was playing this just now, and I just really didn't need a lot of ways to gain life for this to be good. And that's pretty cool, actually. I really like that as a concept. So I can recommend this deck. It was really good. So far, everything I've played has like a 70% win rate. I don't know. I mean, I play a lot of Magic, so maybe I just, I just see lines. Maybe a lot of people don't or something. I don't know, but I have a really, really high win rate in this format, especially when I'm not conceding to a lot of non-games because Dark Ritual interrails or something, right? I'm actually playing out basically every game. And when I do, I seem to have a much higher win rate instead of, conceding on turn one to Dark Ritual Black Market Connections, which would fall under your loss category. And the only thing that offsets that is you doing it too. So if you're not doing that, then, your win rate's like 40% because you're not the one. If you're not doing those degenerate things, then all of those times it happens to you, you lose. And if it can't happen to you and every game is a back and forth and stuff, and you're a solid player, you can have a fairly positive win rate. And I genuinely have like a 70% win rate since I started playing this format. I wouldn't say I would like it if it was ranked, though. I don't know. Because it would start to see less and less unique decks and less unique cards. It's like, all right, it's the pyramid scheme. I don't want to play against the same 3 decks all the time. Kind of burnt out of ranked. And, yep, that's it. That's all I've got. So let me know what you thought about this list. Like, comment, subscribe. And we will be back with the next set. How exciting, with a lot of cards. Oh boy, can't wait. Can't wait for my gold reserves to be annihilated. I'm sure you can't either. All right.